Hello my fellow fishers, welcome back to the channel. As you figured out, this video is going to be dedicated to the people wanting to draw heads. It's a really simple process, so let's get right to it, immediately. First, let's use the lessons in this video on my channel. When we are drawing something, we are imitating it, and in this case, let's look at the real head. Seems hard to draw, and that's why we have to simplify it first. The head can be simplified into a circle and a triangle? Whatever this thing is called. But anyway, that's not important. What is important is that this is a lot easier to draw and comprehend when compared to the original image. And if you're free right now, you might want to grab a pen and paper and draw along with me. Trust me, it'll help you a lot more than you think, especially with the muscle memory. Okay, so here we are in our drawing software. If you have time, let's draw together. And we'll be drawing the front-facing view first. So I'll have a picture or a reference somewhere around the video, and we'll be basing our picture off of that. So first, draw a circle. Okay, honestly, this is good enough. And next we want to draw a cross which acts as the guideline for where the face is facing. So in this case, the face is facing directly at the camera. Now to draw the chin. Mark the place where you think the chin ends on the guidelines that you've drawn. So I think, based on this picture, that the chin ends around here. And once you've marked it, draw two curved lines from the side of the head connecting to the marked line. So starting from the intersected lines here, I'll draw a curved line that connects to the mark. I'll be fixing up the circle a bit because the circles I've drawn is slightly elongated. But anyway, you should have something like this now. Now we have the foundations to add the structures for the eyes, nose and mouth. It's really up to you how detailed you want them to be, but I'll be teaching you a simplified style in this video, just to give you a rough idea of how the proportions are on a face. So mark the bottom part of the face into 3 parts and draw 2 ovals for the eyes and place them below the top guidelines. This will be the place where we will add our eyes. And for the nose, mark it slightly below the middle guideline. And for the mouth, just put it right above the bottom line. And for the ears, just draw it between the first and the second guideline. It's time to add some details. For the eyes, draw them inside the ovals that you've drawn. I'll use one curved line to mark eyelash, and then another curved line to mark the eyelids, and then a circle for the pupil, and just a line for the eyebrow above the eyes. For the nose, I'll draw the nostrils, and then a curved line to mark the bridge of the nose. And for the mouth, just 2 horizontal crosses will do. And the next step is just to draw the hair, but I won't be teaching you how to draw hair in this video because hair is significantly harder to draw than the head because of the flows and the volumes and stuff. So let's just give him a buzz cut for now. And there you go, our completed head and face. Make sure that the proportions are right or that nothing is off by also flipping the image as well. And now we have a front facing face, but always drawing a face in this angle can sometimes feel boring. And things are going to be significantly harder once you want to draw the face at an angle. We're going to be drawing the face in a 3/4 view, and for that, we'll be examining the skull as well, along with its anatomy. Now it's definitely harder to simplify this angle into its correct form and perspective, but let's do it together, step by step. Now looking at the skull, we can see that the shape of the cranium, which is the top part of the skull, isn't actually a complete spear, but an egg-shaped oval, and depending on where the skull is looking, we can actually notice more and more of this egg-shaped being formed. And in the 3/4 view, the cranium also won't be appearing as a perfect spear. So let's draw a slight oval, something like this. And this oval isn't actually facing right towards the camera, it is facing slightly to the side. So instead of drawing the guidelines in the middle of the circle, we'll be drawing the guidelines for the oval first, to help us visualize its shape and form better. So draw a curved line on top of the oval to the bottom, and then a horizontal curved line as well. Because this oval isn't actually looking up or down, just to the side, we'll be drawing it in the middle for now. Looking at the skull again, you can see that the side of the skull is actually flat, sort of like a cutoff, so we'll be drawing that on our spear as well, and we'll be indicating it by drawing another oval on the side of our head, something like this. This will act as the flat point of our head, and we'll fix the protruding part of the skull as well. Alright, the top part should look similar to a basketball shape. Now let's move on to the jaw and the chin. Looking at the skull, we can see that the jaw is connected to the cranium at the halfway point, and we'll mark it on the circle by drawing a line on the flat part of our ball. To figure out where the chin ends, draw a straight line from the guidelines that you've drawn down. And with this, you can then estimate and mark where the chin ends. I think the chin ends around here for this image. And then if we looked at the bone of the jaw, we can see that it actually has a bit of an angle, and that's what creates the jaw lines. And to draw that, we'll be drawing two lines connecting the marked chin and the side of the ball at an angle. And there you go. A simple side-facing face. If you feel like the jaw is too long, you can adjust it a bit as well. Great. And now what's left is just to set up the foundations for the facial features. Again, divide the lower part of the face into 3 parts. But in this case, because the shape of the face is curved and not completely flat, we'll be drawing curved lines as the marker. And again, draw 2 circles below the first guidelines to mark the eyes. And keep note of the second eye because it'll be foreshortened because of the perspective where the face is facing. It'll be a bit smaller and more rounder than the first eye. Then for the nose, we'll just mark it slightly below the second guideline. And then the mouth would be on top of the third guideline. And for the ear, just draw it on the part where the jaw connects with the side of the ball. Also, I think the circle I've drawn for the skull is a bit too big, so I'll adjust it a bit real quick. Alright, now that we have the sketch and the foundation set up, the next thing to do is to just add the details. So first, redraw the structure of the face again. For the eyes, again, draw the eyelashes and then the eyelids with just a curved lines. But for this side of the eye, we'll be shrinking the eyelashes because of perspective and foreshortening, and we'll do the same for the eyelids as well. The pupil, instead of a circle, will be a bit more of an oval because of the angle. For the nose, I'll draw 1 nostril and then 2 curved lines to mark the bridge and the ending of the bridge. And then a mouth, 2 horizontal lines. And then a simple line for the eyelashes again. And again, let's give them a buzz cut like last time. Another tip is to also put a slight dent on the side of the face to mark where the cheekbones, because our eye sockets are actually holes in our skull, and then there's a cheekbone protruding out of the eye socket, making it have a slight dent and an angle. And there you go, we now have a face at a 3/4 view. Alright, after those practices, we now have a better understanding of the face. But art takes time, so it's okay if yours doesn't look right on the first try. Just keep practicing, and you'll definitely get better at it. Also, one more thing, the face is actually one of the most easiest part of the body to draw. Why? Because we see it every day. But you might say, well, it's not like I only see face, what about the body and other parts? Well, when we are talking to someone, we are looking at their face. And when we are looking at a human, we also tend to look mostly at their face. And the thing you see the most often is usually easier to draw, so you'll definitely improve faster. The next step after you think you've gotten comfortable with the face is to learn to draw some hair, and then the torso, and then the body. That's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.